My name's Jacqui, for those of you who are visiting, and I'm the senior minister. And that means I'm kind of always making sausage. I'm always making sausage. What is going to be the plan for worship? What is going to be the budget? What is going to be the evaluations of staff? How do we shape it? How do we make it happen? And this is despite the fact that we're in Trump apocalypse, and despite the fact that many people in the world are just hurting and stuff. It's also stewardship season in every church in the country, okay? So, including here. And one of the things that I wanted to do today was what you asked us to do. You've been saying we don't know that much about how the money goes. And you've been saying when you do it after worship, we're not here, so then we don't know how the money goes. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about how the money goes. I'm going to tell you a little bit about why I give, and then I'm going to close. Does that sound good? Dale Carnegie style? Here's how the money goes. Our budget is about $2 million. Just to say, when I got here 11 years ago, our budget was like $800,000. And so it's about a $2 million budget, and of the $2 million, Collegiate Church does about 2/3, and we do 1/3. And our 1/3 is done by both our offering, which is $575, also a little draw from our individual teeny tiny endowment that we have, which is about $1 million, and also money that we raise when we rent the building. Does that make sense? So that adds up to our 1/3. $575 isn't our 1/3, it's part of our 1/3, almost most of the 1/3. Now, what happens with the money? Well, we do lots of things with it, right? We pay the bills, the lights, the electric, all that, but especially your part that you do is about program. For example, was this music awesome today? You do that. The music is awesome, and you do that. And your $575 also helps make programs happen, like make the care happen, like make Message for All Ages happen, like make organizing against racism happen. So that's what you do. So imagine this world. And this is like my nightmare. My nightmare is we don't do our $575, okay? I sit up front so that I can feel the breath of the middle church choir. I sit up front so I can feel the breath of the middle church choir singing their songs. Imagine that we don't do the $575, and I don't have Tammy directing this beautiful breath. Wow, no. Let's say it isn't so. Imagine that I don't have John Del Cueto directing that amazing breath. What? What happens? I mean, just imagine. Imagine that we don't do the $575 and the, wait a minute, imagine that we don't have the $575 and I don't have the band rocking imagine I don't have the band rocking the music. Imagine that we don't have the gospel choir because, you know, we don't have any space for them to rehearse. Imagine that I'm trying to talk to you about stewardship. Imagine that I'm trying to talk to you about stewardship and oh, thank you, God. Imagine that the 100 people that are online, 100 people now, that's a congregation. Imagine that the 100 people who are online don't have anybody to help them, shoot, I can't shoot the film. I can't edit the film. Where are you going, Harold? Wait a minute. Come back. Come back. And imagine, though I live to preach, I could preach every Sunday, but imagine we don't have the other team offering their beautiful sermons, and imagine there's no Message for All Ages. I mean, Jack. Come back. What? So John and I tithe. I've been tithing since I was 10 years old, since my first job. 10% of that dollar, 10% of that allowance, 10% of that salary, 10% all the time, because it matters to me that we have, come back everybody. It's a nightmare without you here. Come back. Come back. God, that was a bad dream. Woo! So look, you make it happen. You power love. Collegiate pays my salary, but you don't want to hear me singing every Sunday. I mean, I'm all right, but I did all right, but you know, don't you want the team? So, inside your bulletin is a pledge form, and in that pledge form, you understand that we understand that everything you do powers love. When you're wrapping Christmas presents, when you're making sandwiches, when you're folding bulletins, you're making it happen. When you're singing in the choir, when you're rehearsing on Thursday night, you're making it happen. When you are showing up in the pews, you make it happen. And yes, oh yes, you fund this movement. So thank you so much for your generosity in advance.